tip. You know what I hate? I hate that I can't. Okay,
Really, what's called a drink?
live. Okay, so let's see this shit.
Just something fancy.
Can you? You can't open it. Never mind. I was gonna say if you could open it on your phone and see how it looks like.
I can.
Right? Look at this hot and heavy. Because right now I'm depending on the T-Mobile, to see if T-Mobile can do this shit on it.
I have tethering a little bit if you need it.
Okay.
But
Right when I get off of lunch. Really? I'm sorry, dude. Listen, man, I wanted to do this way earlier. I wanted to do a hot stream earlier, but instead, guess what? I'm stuck relegating doing the stream now because your boy was trying to get some work in. Right now, we're getting some work in. I'm with the big boy, you and me. You and me on this tip. So let's see. We got Top Notch. We got Daniel Brock. How do you say that? Fun enough, I'm eating Taco Bell. I should finally do the TV stream. I think you've told me forever that one day I should go to Taco Bell, and I should actually do it one day on a motorcycle. Unfortunately, that day couldn't happen because my fucking bike was destroyed by a Nicaraguense, as they say. But you know what? There's still some hope. We could do it today. I like Daniel saying bitch, even though he's technically right here. Tell Nick Gurr says hello. See, I said that separately because I'm not a fucking fool, German. I'm not gonna fall for your middle school pranks. All right, I'm not gonna fall for your middle school humor here, where you try to mention that I'm some sort of racist. Stefan, yeah, man, happy early birthday, dude. I hope you get all the things you want. The grapes, the soda, the fried chicken, dude. I can't wait to see that picture you take for your birthday. I really can't. But our birthdays are fairly close, man. I'm not gonna say when my birthday is, but our birthdays are fairly close, dude. If that makes you feel better. More bullets in my Listen, you can't ever hope for you can't ever not have enough bullets. You're always going to be lacking bullets. So on today's live stream, I wanted to have a couple topics that I went through. I feel like one of the things that I'm missing is the idea of topics in terms of this thing. Every Wednesday I wanted to have a theme stream. Every Sunday I wanted to have a chill stream. But I figured, you know what? Why not just do a little bit of a teaser? Do a little bit of what I want to be able to do in a couple months. I want to do something more formal, something more official. But right now, unfortunately, I'm slowly building to that. So this, what I want to do every week, this is obviously an exception because I'm not in my house. So I'm streaming from what seems to be what the Latin American women call la calle. This is what we are. This is what we're doing. La calle. You can see a face reflected. I doubt it. Let me see. Maybe, yeah, maybe, okay. A little bit, yeah, but that's, if listen, if that's all you got, that's all you got. But case in point, I want to have a theme, I want to have certain topics that I want to cover. Today I have a couple of topics that I think are relatively interesting, but from now on, that's kind of what I want to go through. I want to do that sort of format, and then it's hopefully going to result come maybe June into something that I think a lot of people are going to enjoy. Got it. Already roasting. You fucking... getting a haircut tomorrow? You look already pretty fresh. I don't understand why you would get another haircut. You look pretty fresh already. You know what I hate? I hate that I can't comment here. I can't put a comment on this. The first topic that I want to go over today, the first subject of today's live stream is medical bills. Medical bills. It's not magic related. I do have a couple magic related things. This one in particular can be magical because the magic of this isn't what ends up the magic is the money that leaves your pocket. That's the magic of it. I don't know if you guys have ever had any sort of medical emergency. I'm sure statistically the majority of you guys have you. But what had happened was that I had put my mom's address to get the bills to her address, the medical bills. If you guys don't remember, I got hit by a vehicle. I got hit by a car. So it was the lady's fault. So the insurance cut me a check for the motorcycle. But there's obviously going to be a litany of medical issues that have to be addressed, that have to come out of someone's pocket, which isn't going to be mine. But I did get all the the bills, which were forwarded to my mom's house. I told my mom, hey mom, could you please scan them and send them? That was a whole ordeal, so I had to hobble my way to my mom's house and get the bills myself and send them. The estimate of a 4-hour emergency room trip. Let's see if somebody gets the estimate here of a 4-hour emergency room trip. Because in the emergency room, let me tell you what they did. I'll tell you what they did to provide more context. So I went to the emergency room. They gave me a splint. A splint is a temporary holding thing to make sure that your ankle stays stable, at least for the time being. They gave me 3 stitches on my knee. And then what else did they do? And the doctor saw me. So that's it. So that's literally all that happened. So a splint, not even a cast, a splint, 3 stitches, and the doctor saw me. I never saw a doctor. So how much is that? Let me take the guesses here. So Paul Ritchie says 25 grand. No, but it's gonna get there, if that's gonna give you an indicator. Stefan says $1,900. $1,900. I wouldn't be bitching this much if it was $1,900. $5,000. Now we're getting there. That would cost $0 in the UK. This isn't about that. All right. Top Notch says $7,875. Lindsay Harvey says $10,000. Lindsay Harvey would be correct that it is in fact $10,000 for a 4-hour trip to a hospital where they splint your leg, not even cast it, splint it, and give you 3 stitches. But is that it, my friends? Is that it? No, it's not. It's not. Because at the same hospital, they gave me x-rays. They gave me 2 x-rays. 3 x-rays. Let's see how much that costs. Let's see who could get the cost of the x-rays. Mind you, I only damaged one part of my body. But they still x-rayed me 3 times. Are you stuck? Did they pull their... This guy says, did they pull your pants back up after? 4 grand x-rays. 100% correct. 4 grand for the x-rays, yes. But here's the part that killed me. Here's the part that killed me, dude. They x-rayed 2 separate x-rays. 2 separate x-rays. Let's just go back to that idea. For my foot. One was the foot and the other one was the ankle. And each one cost a substantial amount of money. So first was an x-ray for the foot. The other one was an x-ray for the ankle. And both were separate and both cost money. So that amounted to 5 grand. But then here's the thing. I know what you're saying, friends. I know what you're saying. Hey, PigCake, you have a cast, though. You have a cast, though. So that means that you had to go back and they had to cast your face, right? That's kind of interesting. Or they had to cast, sorry, I read face. But I meant to say cast your ankle. So that was another I would say 3 to 4 grand to get the cast done. So
what's a splint?
A splint is a temporary. It's almost like a cast because it's hard, but you can move, and then they just wrap it until you can get a cast. So to make sure that your ankle doesn't move.
That doesn't have a cast.
I know, but the thing is that the cast is permanent, and a splint you can kind of like it's flexible. It's kind of maneuverable. So. For me, they splinted it, and then that amounted to $10,000. $10,000.
I don't know the difference.
Yeah, which I'm not. I'm definitely not. I'm not gonna pay this shit. There's something on your passenger mirror that was fucking awesome here. Hey, there's something in my passenger mirror, man. Oh, I wonder what it is. Yeah, it's lint. It's lint, you cunts. So yeah, so the total amount that I got was somewhere between I would say $15,000 and $17,000 for 4 hours in a medical in the emergency room. That's number one. And then secondly, for getting a cast. That's not including physical therapy. That's not including getting the cast removed. Mind you, I removed the stitches myself. That would have been probably another 3 grand just to go in and have them. A grand a stitch. So that's let me tell you, that's the I would say if you could take one advice from my channel, it's to not get in a medical emergency where you have to pay a substantial amount of coin. Luckily, I'm probably not gonna have to pay for it. However, this lady has some Buki insurance, some Mickey Mouse insurance, as they say down here, which means that Mickey Mouse is gonna be paying for my fucking medical insurance. So Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. I really hope that the lady doesn't have a limit that is gonna be what less than the total of the medical expenses, because that's a possibility. So we're gonna have to see. No, honestly, she had some bookie ass insurance, which was just. I really hope that that's not the case. I heard some stuff from the lawyer's office. So that's medical bills, guys. That's the first topic in today's live stream, which I'm glad I cut in under 10 minutes. See, that's not bad. We could talk about magic, non-magic related things, and it's not that bad. But the next topic is magic related, Daniel.
Yes.
The next topic is magic related. So, when should you spend your money on magic, Daniel? When should you spend your money on magic?
I spent some today irresponsibly.
Okay, you spend some yourself irresponsibly. Now, here's the thing that you guys might not know about my boy Daniel here. My boy Daniel, this is actually an intervention. Because Daniel buys way too many fucking cards. Now, granted, he does have a business where he sells cards.
It's a great example.
But here's the thing. He buys cards for himself. So it's like, hey, I have the business expense, and here I'm going to get some other cards for myself. Daniel is the proprietor, the owner, the CEO of United Magicians Emporium. The proprietor. You should come up with like a slogan. Like a slogan. Let me see if I can do this without showing my face. I'm going to do this, and then do this. So can I show you? Can I show you?
I'll just be natural.
Yeah? Like this right here? Okay. Alright. So that's Daniel. I'm trying my best not to show any sort of thing. But Daniel from United Magicians Emporium. We've done a video together. As a matter of fact, you've been in 3 videos already. For the PigCake. You've been in 3 videos, man.
That's so weird.
Yeah. And actually he's going to be in another one. He's going to be in another one tomorrow, which is going to be probably my first, I would say, vlog style video. You and me virginity. You have some fans, Daniel. Ask Daniel if he ships to me in Alaska. If you buy some hotness. If you ship to Alaska.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he ships to Alaska. He ships worldwide, dog. How much do you think shipping to Alaska would be?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
He'd have to check on the website.
Okay.
He'll do it automatically.
Daniel, I'll send you $2 to take the camera and show other other Daniel's face. So my face, because I'm Daniel. So when should you buy magic? When should you buy magic? When should you take the time to purchase some magic? And this goes, yeah, I know, I'm being a little bit biased because I also happen to sell stuff and show shit. But honestly, I think that the earlier and the younger you are, oh, you just fucking, you just yeeted on that. Speaking of yeeting, I don't know if you guys saw that, the illegal trend there. But I stand to this today. It was different years ago. Years ago, I would buy stuff when I was fooled. So anytime I was fooled, anytime I didn't know about a particular item, I didn't know how it was done, what I would do is I would buy it because I refused to not be able to be fooled by a particular item. So I would just buy things that were pretty much stuff that would be in my fucking drawer to this day. So right now my rule is if it's gonna break even or give you profit, that's when you should buy something. Now it doesn't have to necessarily be financial and it doesn't have to necessarily be right off the bat, but I think that you should be able to buy something if it's gonna give you back the same amount that you put into it. So if it's something that you buy for $10, I would only buy it if I'm gonna get either 10 bucks or anything higher than that. I think that's my rule of thumb. And that doesn't necessarily have to be right off the bat. It could be in the course of gigs. It could be in the course of maybe inspiration to come up with something else that's better. But I think that's a rule that I follow by. And and I've saved a lot of money that way. I've saved a lot of money that way. I'm glad, by the way, you're driving. I don't know if you guys agree. Leave in the comments what you guys think about purchasing magic. I know there's going to be some mean comments. That was some work falling in the back.
That was violent.
Some work. So what do you guys think about this, man? What do you guys think about that particular subject? I think that, again, some people are just, it's consumerist, it's capitalism, which again isn't bad because then it kind of promotes growth in terms of magic infrastructure. However, I would say at least if you could prevent buying something, don't, unless you think you're going to get the same amount back. If you're a professional, that's going to be easy because you could just use it as a gig and use it on a gig and you're going to get the money back almost immediately. If you're an amateur, that's where it gets hard because you're not going to be able to see the fruits of your purchase immediately. Kelsey says hi.
Hi, little.
Is that a hooker? That's a no. That looks like she owns that. Can you show us your rearview mirror? I can show it, but no, that's gonna show my. That's gonna be a little bit indicative of my face hole, dude. Eric Caballo says I just fuck up and buy like 24 decks at a time. I mean, that's good for you and me.
I mean,
That's. It'd be funny if they happen to have candy with
like
them.
that today.
How much? What decks did you buy?
I bought 3 Fontaine, the wine editions, and 2B border decks.
Okay.
Which are like my favorite decks. $100.
That's a lot, man. Yeah, so I don't... Come on, man. Y'all leaving me here hanging dry in the comments. I want to see some hot comments here about this. I don't know if you guys necessarily agree. I don't know if you guys are on the same... if you're on the boat that I was when I was younger, which is, hey, buy Magic as often as you can, even if you're not going to use it. But I think that that's definitely going to save you a lot of headaches. I think that's going to save you. Would you buy a Magic book? I think that a Magic book is going to give you give you more than just an individual product. Now, one thing that I keep seeing now, which seems to be the trend. I don't know if you guys remember L&L Publishing, Maxwell Murphy's A1 Magic Multimedia. They used to have a bunch of stuff. Ray Cosby, the guy that was the inspiration for Xavier's Rise, which was previously Ray's Rise. He did a couple products with Maxwell where he, I think it was called Impossible Card Magic and Impossible Close-Up Magic. But what I'm pretty much my point is that these DVDs would be these. Let me not show the business. I wish I could show that. That these DVDs used to have 10 tricks to one DVD, 15 tricks to one DVD. Could I have shown that? Could I have shown that? Could I have shown that or no?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah? Fuck, okay. So, what was it? Okay, so they used to have 15 tricks to a DVD. Now the trend is $20 for a single trick. $20 for a DVD or a download with one trick. Which I think that it's getting away from this old school mentality of, you know, let's try to do this. And yeah, I guess that it's a financial decision because, you know, you're making a lot of money for essentially not the same amount of work. But at the same time, I think that you could get much more value out of a book than getting something that's just... Huh? Gay? I'm like, I don't know if that was a real cough or a but yeah, a book I would say is definitely the right investment to make. Let's see what somebody says here. I buy a lot of downloads, but not any actual effects other than double cross. But what do you think about them? Do you get value out of them? Do you think that there's something that you get from them in the sense that you could gain back what you put into it? I just got Perfect Sense by Theory 11 and Cosmo, and I believe it'll pay off once I take the time to learn it. I think... Oh, shit. I think that's something that I'm getting used to, or something that I need to understand. I promise I'm not doing anything illegal. I promise I'm doing anything illegal, not illegal here. Yo, how good does that sound, though? I like that. I like that. It sounds like we're doing some crazy shit. Oh, shit.
There you go.
Listen, man, that's fine. I like it. Is that an alarm? Maybe. You don't need to ask questions, all right?
It's legitimately a legitimate job.
No, man. It's... Well, yeah, you're right. It's a legitimate job. You're right. You're right. Oh shit, is that gonna keep happening? Yeah? Okay. Huh? Well, that sounds like, you know, I like it though. I think it adds an aesthetic to the stream. A van, weird noise, Florida? Yeah, terrorist. Says Stefan. Listen, that may or may not be an alarm. All right, but here's the thing: what we're doing is perfectly legal, and you can't prove otherwise. All right. breaking into Gentleman Wake's place. Dude, Gentleman Wake lives so far away. Did you find a source? It's a bomb. I'm debating getting Xavier's Rice, purchase CR. Yeah, that's fucking. Let me tell you, man. If I was watching a stream and there was an alarm, and there was a nefarious alarm in the background, I'd feel a little bit suspicious. You are going to die. No, keep it. I think you should keep it. Put an F in the comments if you want to keep the alarm sound. Put an F in the comments if you wanna keep the alarm sound. I think it adds a good aesthetic. We got S's in the comments. We got F's. X Paint Up, who changed his profile picture to Aquaman, and is definitely not Satchel Sweet. Aaron, who's obviously 13 fucking years old.
Got him.
Oh, you turned it off?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
No.
I want to keep it. I want to keep it, bro. I think it adds a good aesthetic to the channel. I think we had a serious conversation going, and then the bomb went off. I mean, not the bomb. I get lots of value from the downloads. To the downloads by Tony Chang are too many effects. I still do. Okay, so what the debate that I was going through in my head is, does the value have to be financial? Now, I think so. I personally think the value has to be something financial, that you get it back. So if I buy a download, right? Ideally, I'd like to make the money back financially. But you could argue in the same way that you could get it back in terms of maybe optimizing a trick, maybe in terms of effectiveness, not necessarily financially, but in terms of getting it back in the way that improves your magic and is going to help you down the line. So that's another way. But I don't know. For me, I'd rather it be financial. But some people might find that they find that it's worth it because they're going to get that value back in terms of improvement on their own magic. Stefan says, if I make someone's day, then I'd say I got my value back. That's another perfectly reasonable one. I think that's another perfectly reasonable idea. I mean, a lot of people perform because they do enjoy those reactions. They do enjoy the aesthetic of performing. I think JT on Instagram, he keeps tagging me on videos, and that one thing that Stefan, you do it too. Anytime somebody tags me in a fucking video of something that they learn on my channel, like no meme, like that to me is worth it. That to me is worth this whole thing, because it shows that people are not only paying attention to the videos, but actively doing the tricks and actively engaging with an audience and actively going out of their way to perform it. And that's the point. That's why I'm doing this shit. And again, to tie back to what Xavier was saying, not to do that whole argument again, but to tie back to that particular thing, how does that not fucking help the community? How does that not help the community? So,
bitch.
Ooh. Damn, boy. Yeah, let me put my seatbelt on, man. I'm home, by the way. Damn, bro. Woo! Damn, what is this, a 4-stroke? See, what I like about this is that it has the chassis rigidity of a sports... what do you say? It's the chassis rigidity of a sports vehicle, but with the appearance of a modern rape van. That's what I like about this particular one. Oh, man, this is a strong vehicle. While streaming, while driving, I'm not driving. I can't drive. Again, remember, medical emergency here. So, what are you checking out?
Let's see my clock kick.
Oh, okay. ZZ Catalyst, who's obviously Butcher the Pig, who's obviously Satchel, who's obviously top notch. Has some Asian characteristics. I'm for learning as many slides as possible. Damn, dude, every time it breaks, I only... Hold up. So, Jorge Anido. By the way, Jorge, thank you. I've seen you post some stuff on Patreon, so I just want to say thank you for that. I'm for learning as many slides as possible. I think it's good for development, but certain things have to know when to say no, like the clip card trick and the straight jacket trick. Okay, so I agree and I disagree. So I agree with that because, for example, one of the things that Daniel's learning to pass, right? And right now he was showing me that he was fucking killing it. And it took a while, and, you know, there was a lot of things that you were doing correctly. But, yeah, I think he's in a point where he's going to be able to do it, like, relatively well if he just keeps at it. But also, there's a benefit to that, and there's a benefit of not knowing a lot because you become more creative when it comes to your methods. So they want to see you doing the pass. They want to see your pass.
Whip it out.
Is it ready for prime time?
I'll do it.
Okay. So, but one thing is that if you are, the fuck? Now I'm just thinking of your pass. No, I'm just thinking straight up of your fucking pass, bro. But okay, but here's the thing: if you are not restricted by methods and you're not restricted by almost being bogged down by having all of these slights, all of these things in your mind, you're going to be more creative. So it's a double-edged sword, I think, Jorge. But some people would, you know, like being move monkeys. Some people like learning a lot of moves and knowing a lot of moves for the sake of it. Me personally, I think it's a double-edged sword because the more you know, you're almost kind of binded in by the actual slights themselves as opposed to coming up with more creative methods to do them. So that's one thing that I find. So I envy people that are just starting off with magic. As a matter of fact, there's a great video on Scam School that I think some guy that's not a magician shows a trick to Brian Brushwood, and a trick that he came up with supposedly. And you see that the reason that it fools Brian is because he's using methods that aren't necessarily something that magicians are used to and that magicians have seen before. So they do that, and that fools Brian, who's thinking like a magician. So I think that that's it's a double-edged sword, and it's something that I fight with all the time because I'm like, I really wish I could kind of forebode all this stupid like sleights and knowledge of sleights and just think a little bit more creatively. Jay Martinez, bro, you could go fucking fuck yourself, dude. Jay Martinez, Joe Martinez. All right, coming up with fake sleights. I want to see you fight Chris Kenner, bitch. Look at this. Oh shit. You know what sells it? The mustache.
I'm okay.
Let's see. I see your points. Show Daniel doing a pass while driving.
Challenge accepted.
I don't like that. I don't like that. Right? What's my favorite card trick? Back in Time by Jay Sankey. I think I say that every stream. It's in, no, is it in the stream chats? No, it's not. Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, let's get out of this neighborhood.
Okay. Yeah, let's get out of the rich white girl neighborhood where they're definitely gonna call the cops. I'm only a magician hobbyist, and I'm coming up with my own shit. But I think that's how it should be. And that's one thing that I always mention. I mentioned it specifically in the last Let Me Shill It Patreon video that I did, in the mentalism one. But I think that that's something that was going to be the topic of the next thing that I was going to talk about here, which is the idea of slowing down and the idea of being yourself. Now, when I was younger, I made the mistake of whenever I would see a magician, whenever I would see a performer do something, I would copy them, and I would copy their sleights, I would copy their jokes, I would copy their timing. And the only thing that made me was a replica, or a replication, I guess, of that particular magician in that particular scenario. So let me just give you an example. On the Loose by Bill Malone. So On the Loose by Bill Malone, produced by L&L Publishing, Louis Falanga. And it was a wonderful series by Bill Malone, his first one, I think his first DVD series. And what I enjoyed about that was the fact that his jokes were killing it. Obviously, the entire audience is on fucking Comtrex. The entire audience is like told, hey, dude, you know, you gotta fucking really ham it up. I didn't know that as a fucking, you know, as a teenager learning magic. I didn't know that. I didn't understand that. I saw that the jokes were hitting. I saw that the moves were hitting. So I'm like, let me copy that. And not realizing that he's doing the sleights that he's using because of the context that he's in. Not because they're the best sleights to use for that trick, but they're the best ones for him, and they're the best ones for that context. So what I just have to give as a piece of advice is to realize that if somebody's doing a pass, somebody's doing somebody mentioned a spin control, that might be the best sleight for them, but that's not going to be the best sleight for you necessarily. So work on whatever makes you comfortable, whatever is not going to seem out of the ordinary for your performance, and you're going to see that that's going to improve your magic a lot. And you're going to find more creative ways to do things, and you might find other tricks just based on doing stuff your way as opposed to the way it's presented. And one thing that I see a lot is, for example, on I'll see a performance video that's almost a carbon copy of somebody else's performance video from an instructional download. And again, I don't think that's going to be beneficial to you in the long run because you're just going to become a copy of that particular magician. So it's okay to they say that that good artists copy and great artists steal. Awesome. But it's good to steal things, but to replicate and to copy and to mime is a different thing entirely. So steal things and improve it, add your own voice to it, but at the same time don't make the mistake of thinking just because it worked for him in that particular scenario, oh look, David Williamson's killing it, Greg Wilson's killing it, it's not going to be the same for you necessarily. So that's just my advice on that, and I see that happen from time to time. I've also done that, and it's very easy when you're learning magic to see that, because you see these DVDs, you see the reactions, you see the, you know, what's going on with them, you're like, wow, I want to do that, I want that to happen to me, and you copy it. So that's just my tip on it. Is Jay Sankey back in time similar to Dive Run and Triumph? There is a Triumph aspect to it, but it's the shuffle. What's the one? It's no, not the it's slop shuffle. You use a slop shuffle, but it's a wonderful trick. Look it up. Jay Sankey teaches on his channel. I've always wanted to teach it on my channel, but like little tips and little my not handling, but my sort of presentation on it, I guess. But it's his trick, and let me tell you, it's probably the most perfect trick in the entire Magic. It's a perfect story arc, and it's like you don't really have to do a lot of effort on your end, but the effect and the fucking impact is just tremendous. So that's that. Let me go through here. Let me go through these comments here. It's true of every kind of art, magic, music, etc. You start off copying others until you find your own voice. Yeah, but I think the earlier you realize that copying is going to lead you nowhere, the better. So the earlier you realize to try to find your own methods, the earlier you realize to try to find your own voice, as opposed to trying to copy, the better off you're going to be in the long run, I think. I've used your jokes at times. Let me select a card for you, because your hands are fucking dirty and these are expensive cards, and it ends with a namaste. Well, also context is key. Again, if you're going to copy a joke, make sure that the context is right and you're not going to get accused of sexual harassment, you know? So I do have a kind of a raunchy style on the channel, and granted that is, I guess, my personality, but context is key. And if you're going to do that in the wrong context, you might end up with a what do the blacks call what do the gangsters call when a pumpkin head? You might end up with a pumpkin head. Do you know what a pumpkin head is?
No idea what a pumpkin head is.
Gangland. Watching Gangland. A pumpkin head is when you are when you're beat up by a gang so hard that your face resembles a pumpkin. That's what it is. Stefan, you could drop the more realistic photo. So Lindsay Harvey here says, it's just like when I copied Sankey from his DVDs. Sure, I picked up a bunch of hot chicks at a hip club, but I'm limited to the setting of a hip club filled with young ladies. Or if you're in L&L Publishing Studios, a bunch of fucking like just models that are on a break that are told to react as fucking hard as possible, and and then you watch them and you're like, damn dude, fucking Max Maven is killing it. He's getting these girls all over him. Max being the I think the person that would least want that. Well, the thing for Malone is that he makes up for what Marlowe wasn't. It was good magic with great presentation, so he's a force to be feared with. I agree 100%. Then why don't you DM him on Twitter? That's fucking funny. Gang shit, cuh. Gang shit, gang. Fuck, you already know we out here. We out here in the mean streets of of Coral Gables. CG, where they haven't had a crime. We haven't had a fucking murder since 1997, and that murder was because I don't even know, but I know there hasn't been a murder in like actual near here since the 90s. I think legit. I mean, there's the other sides of Coral Gables with the.
Let me warm up these fingers.
Ooh, you're about to see the world debut of the Daniel Pass. Right here.
Hold on, let me warm up.
Oh shit, okay.
First, bro.
Alright, let me see the other thing here. Max Maven being Jim Mitchell of Magic is what you mean. Yeah, you could say that. I would compare him to Orlando Jordan, but we'll see. I think the best magicians have humor in their presentation. 2019, only way to do it. I disagree with that. I don't think you need humor to be a good presenter of magic. I think that if you present a solid story, look at Ricky J. Ricky J implemented humor, but he didn't have to. So there are many, I think, great magicians that don't necessarily resort to humor in their presentations, and they still have compelling and entertaining tricks and effects. The band, the alarm. I think this is some sort of apocalyptic stream. Yeah, I'm trying to resemble Sam Hyde. I'm trying to copy Sam Hyde. Good magicians have a great persona. Yeah, I think you're right. And that's another, going to be the subject of another stream, which is character. Are you ready?
Focus.
Okay, you're focused. Here we go. The world famous Daniel pass here. You're not ready? Okay, it's not ready. Folks, it's not ready. It's fine. It's fine. Look, it's a learning process. All right? I promise you, one day I'm going to show you Daniel doing this pass, and you guys are going to be like, dude, I don't know, Xavier went to Miami. What the fuck? Wait, what the fuck? You brought Paul back from the dead? How the fuck you do that, man? Eric Leclerc has my favorite style. Eric Leclerc is the comedian guy, right? Yeah, you're right. I was trying to remember the name. Let me see. Is Daniel ready? I'm ready to get my Xavier on. Let me see.
Sloppy.
It's not ready, Daniel.
Sloppy.
It's not ready. It's not ready. Can I make up for it? I'll show them my pass. Hold that like this. Make sure not to actually hold this to make sure nothing shows. I'll show you guys a pass. Here you go. Here's a pass. You ready? You like the walkaway? You like the walkaway? That's it. That's called the. This is gonna be on Magic Stream next month. January, February. It's gonna be there.
It's actually on my pass. Looks like.
Yeah. that's the. I'll do a real one. Ooh, got him. They're like, yo, we're about to see a pass. Y'all didn't see shit. Hit the like button if you were fooled. Listen, so the other thing that I want to talk about was speed. I want to talk about speed, speaking of passes and speaking about effective things. I think people want to learn things way too quickly, and they don't fucking slow down. Slowing down is the one thing. What happened when you started slowing down in the past? That's when you started getting it.
Yeah.
When you started slowing down. Because before...
Obnoxious slow, too.
Obnoxiously slow. I think that was even a Brad Christian piece of advice. To give him some credit, but I believe it was Crash Course 2. Obviously, he's not the first one to say this, but this is the first time I saw it. Was the idea of slowing down to the point where if you are going slow and you think you're going slow, go fucking slower. So whenever you're learning a move, a sleight, a cut, it could be cardistry, it could be anything. It could be anything related to magic, a coin move. By doing it obnoxiously slow, you're developing the finger muscles, you're developing the muscle memory, you're developing all you're going to need to know in terms of, like, what do you call it? Psychomotor? No, but you're in terms of movement. So if you're learning, for example, Charlie Air cut, if you don't have complete control of the move, you're not going to be able to do that slow. If you don't have complete control of the move, you're not going to be able to do the move that slow. So the point is that you want to do the move so slow that you're able to control every single aspect of it. And that's when you're going to be able to do the move in a fast, efficient, and smooth way. But I think that people are too caught up with trying to do things too quickly and trying to learn things too fast. And honestly, that's just because of how much information there is. So you're trying to learn one thing quickly to move on to the next. But again, this is a small example, but be able to try to do the moves as slow as possible. If you think you're being slow, be slower. Because that way, you see, that takes the... you're not going to be able to do that unless you actually have the necessary amount of control. Is it locked? Okay. To be able to do the move. So slow down and focus on one thing at a time. Exactly what Eric Trinquet says here. Add to that, slow down and focus on one thing at a time. In my opinion, I found that if I get super into it and I want to learn 5 or 6 different things, focusing on one made it quickly. The faster you learn it, the faster you forget it, said my violin teacher. Perfect. Exactly that. You want to take your time. And a lot of people neglect the idea of spreading a deck, the idea of holding a deck, the idea of learning how to properly hold a deck, and the fundamentals, because they just want to get to stuff really fucking quickly. They want to get to, like, just being able to do all the fucking sleights and all the moves. that's not going to help you out. You want to make sure that you're holding a deck the right way. The best tip and the best advice on that is hold it light enough so that the cards don't fall, but no lighter than that because, well, the cards are going to fall. So practice those things. Practice holding a deck right, spreading a deck right. Whenever I see fix your trick, whenever I see Xavier do that, the first indication to me that this trick is not going to be a good trick is the first 2 seconds of the video when I see the person holding a deck. When I see the person holding the deck and I'm like, oh, okay, I already know that this isn't going to be something that's by someone that's practiced that substantially. It's going to be someone that's uncomfortable with the deck of cards. But if you see someone, look at how Shin Lim spreads a deck. Does Shin Lim spread a deck in clumps? Does fucking anybody spread a deck in clumps? No. He's warming up. No, that's a practiced take. That's a practiced skill. Slow it down. Work on the fundamentals, and you're going to see that that's going to improve not only your ability to learn Magic, but it's also going to improve your moves without even working on the moves individually. The card on the ground is the Four of Hearts. Yeah. Damn, son. Is it? But is it now? Or is it not the Four of Hearts? But it is the Four of Hearts.
Flash.
But it's not the Four. But it is. Fuck. My Jeff McBride. My Jeff McBride days.
I'm gonna get this shit one day.
Yeah?
I will master this shit.
My shits are in clumps, says Stefan. Justin James says, hey, what's up, Piggy? What are you late? Well, yeah, you missed an action-packed stream. We've talked about medical bills. We've talked about slowing down. We've talked about a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff, man. This has been a hot stream so far. But I think that is a really solid advice. Man, where else could you learn this advice, dude? Where could you learn this advice? Things like this that you could learn about
Isn't there an academy?
There's a academy
that gives you a cake.
$5.
With a pig.
That's not true. That would
No?
be too expensive.
Okay, so it's a pig cake.
Yeah, it's a metaphorical pig cake.
Oh.
Yeah. What is it? It's $5 a month, 2 tricks a week.
And it's not L
What?
pig.
That's kind of not. Yes, Brian Brush. So I learned to pass on Sankey's channel, and I thought it was supposed to be done very slow, and I'm glad I learned it that way. Okay, yeah, exactly. But you see that by doing the pass really, really slow. Next time we stop, if I could show that, you're going to be able to have absolute control over each and every single aspect of the move, so that you're going to be able to do it smooth, you're going to be able to do it effectively, and you're going to be able to do it in a way that you're not making noise, which is a big factor, and you're not doing it fast. You don't have to do the pass fast. You have to do it smooth. That's what matters. A lot of people think, oh, the pass has to be done in a fast motion. No, it has to be done as smooth as possible. Speed is not a factor when it comes to the fucking pass. And that's something that I think people take and they try to see it because they think of it as a fast move and a fast action. No, it's a smooth action. I've spent hours on just spreading a deck. Exactly. Spread a deck. It's something you could do without thinking. It's something that you could do without even putting any effort into, you know, oh, no, you're just spreading a deck and you're putting it. Is this the barbershop?
Yeah.
Are they open? No.
No.
Okay. Do a Sybil upside down. You won't? I haven't tried it. Maybe I could. Any good tricks using the glide? The glide is a rough move. The glide is definitely a rough move. I think that there are better alternatives than the glide. But the glide is definitely a rough move. There's a couple variations of Dr. Daly's last trick that use the glide that I think are kind of dope. But as far as what I would say, try to think of alternatives. Because for me, there's something about this action that's needed for the glide, right? Let me see if I could even do it here. I taught a variation on the glide on the channel. I think that goes to expert card technique. So the glide is this move, right? Where you are, when you turn the deck down, you are pulling this card back and then taking this card. I can't do it with one hand because it's kind of rough. I taught a variation from expert card technique where you move the card here and then you take it from here. So it's not from this standard position, right? It's not from this position that you see everyone do it from. It's from this position, which is a more natural position, I think. So I taught that on the channel, I think, if I remember correctly. But that goes back to expert card technique. You could do a force with the glide, which is kind of dope because you're dealing from the bottom of the deck. So you're dealing. You could also do it from the side. Yeah. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. But I like its use as a force. I like it because you are essentially just dealing cards from the bottom. You're having a spectator call stop. You could use it as kind of like a rudimentary any card at any number, right? Did you just say natural? Maybe. Let's see if I can do a fan super slow. A fan. Yeah, a fan is a rough one to do slow, I gotta say. Let me see, because I think at that point you're dependent on the friction of the cards as opposed to your own. Yeah. The standard glide is a very suspicious move. There's a bunch of moves that are suspicious unless you justify it. So an example of that is a French drop. If you justify it by, for example, holding the coin. Let me see if I have a fucking coin here. But if you justify it by showing the coin, by displaying the date like this, I think that works out well. If you are just going to do the move from this position, then there's no reason to hold the coin that way. Same thing with the deck. Why are you going to hold the deck in this way? Why are you going to hold the deck in this way? Unless somehow maybe you picked it up that way and just showing the bottom card. That's another way, right? Which is why I like the new glide from Expert Card Technique, because the new glide, by the way, circa 1945, is from this position, which is a more natural position because it's just a modified quality control. Doing some quality control, bro. No? Let me put this down here real quick, RQ, as I put these cards away. Stream's not dead. Can I do an anaconda? No, I want to see a pussy. I want to see what a pussy looks like. So I can't do anaconda. I just saw PigCake's face through the reflection of the dashboard. You can see, dog, if you could see my reflection from this, the chassis rigidity of this fucking Ford, then you know what? You are, is this a Ford?
Yes.
Okay, from this Ford. What the hell just happened out there? Are you guys driving around at night distributing drugs and doing magic? Maybe.
The drugs are the magic. Or the magic are the drugs?
Why was my Patreon membership ended last month, but I could still watch your Classic Pass video on Patreon? I don't know. That's fucking weird. That's weird. Then that means that your membership is still not ended. That means that you're still in it. From my understanding, I hope. That'd be phenomenal. It's like, hey, turns out we get all your videos that you put on Patreon. Ooh.
I try to shut that one off.
It's aesthetic. It adds the aesthetic of the channel. It's crazy.
It already fixed itself.
Things are crazy. Is that how it does?
No, I did it, but just delayed it.
Oh, okay.
It's technically advanced.
But okay, so hold up, because I gotta ask you a couple things now, because we're doing a live hot chips. We're doing a live hot chips here. That's not true. But okay, so you're starting to learn some moves and some flights, right? Mm-hmm. But right now, are you of the sort of inclination that you want to learn more and as much as possible, or do you want to take your time and learn things? I mean, again, you don't have to say just because I've said that, but what do you want to do now, starting to learn magic?
I think when I first started, I was watching Daryl's Encyclopedia videos, and I would replicate every move, and I would do everything. Okay. And then I was okay. And then I started to want to learn the pass, and I think I stopped doing everything just to focus on learning the pass. Okay. Just because, one, I think the pass is a very cool move. It's a very powerful move. And once I'm done with the pass, or once I feel that I have the pass down to where I'm somewhat satisfied with it, I think I'll go somewhere else and learn another move. But I think I'm doing just one move at a time. Okay. I've slowed down from wanting to learn everything, because I went from Daryl, I went from double undercuts, pinky breaks, thumb breaks, to slides, and then I'm like, you know, I learned all that stuff, but it wasn't really good. I think it's discipline. I think that takes discipline, and that's a skill that you need to have when doing magic, because you can't just be somebody that learns a bunch of moves, because then what? You're going to learn 15 moves, but they're all going to look like shit. Yeah. Whereas even if you learn 2 moves, one of them being holding a deck and the other one being spreading, that's going to affect and improve so much more than you being a move monkey for 15 moves that you do like shit. Yeah. So I think that that's the caveat, and it's a discipline, much like anything else, which people seem to tend to kind of overestimate. Is Burger King still open? Yeah. Yeah. Are we going to do TV?
Is this gonna be a live
For
TV
PK.
run? Put an F. Are we doing a? Oh my god, I skipped all the comments here. Yeah, let me see that. I'm gonna put this user in a timeout here.
Bitch.
Let me see. Because I skipped a bunch of comments here. I'm sorry. PigCake's career got ruined by by Patreon. That's funny. Do I get high? No. I learned a glide move from Chris Pratt. Showed it on one of the things. Exactly, yeah. So Chris Pratt showed it on TV, and then it became the Chris Pratt card trick. Even though I think the name of the trick was "Be honest, what is it?" Right? Or it's the classic the sucker trick that every other person fucking knows. But I think he killed it. But you see that it still works. There's almost always a better alternative than the past, in my opinion. There are two schools of thought when it comes to that. There's one that says that why are you shifting roughly 26 other cards to the bottom in order to just move one card, so it's economy of motion. And the other one is it doesn't fucking matter as long as that's the most efficient move. So I think that I'm part of. I think the pass is a very efficient move, and I think that it's something that if you are good at it and it's something that is something that you're comfortable with, why not use it? Because there shouldn't be any overt action on your end. It just looks like you square up the cards and nothing's happened, yet you've already controlled the card. My opinion on abortion is kind of a double-edged sword. I mean, I like the idea of killing babies, but I don't like the idea of deciding with Jesus Christ. Thank you for that. Really insightful, chaotic pickle. Are you I love any conversation about abortion. There were a couple non-magic subjects I wanted to talk about. I forgot the other one.
Hot wiring card.
I think one was, yeah, hot wiring cards. One was on Jesse Smollett. I think that's an interesting subject and a fun one. And the other one was on, there was something coming up about Joe Biden being a creeper. Stadia is something cool. Google Stadia. But I wanted to do a more formal stream, but unfortunately, we're doing a mobile stream, dog. We out here. We out here. Going to your question about learning sleights like the Bruce Lee quote, I fear the guy that's practiced one punch 1,000 times than the guy who's practiced 1,000 moves. 100% right. 100% right. Because that one guy is going to fuck you up. Whereas that other guy, he's just going to look showy. He's going to just be a waste of time. But that other guy, that one punch, imagine you have this one dude that's seriously just punching. Have you seen those videos of these fucking monks that are just punching the wall? They put a stack of newspaper. And then as they punch the wall and they gradually train their knuckles, they take out more and more newspapers until they're just eventually punching the fucking wall. And their fists are pretty much just, all their knuckles are the same size from just wear. I'm more afraid of that guy than the guy that knows 100 takedowns. Because when that guy fucking hits you, I mean, yeah, you could argue that you could probably use one of the takedowns to do that. But you know what? If he hits you once,
Virgin.
if he hits you once, that's it. It's going to be over. I'd rather be fearful of that guy. Because at least that guy's practiced that one thing. What's up, Stud Muffins? Who's your favorite comedian? Norm Macdonald and Bob Saget.
Is it really?
Yeah. Norm Macdonald and Bob Saget.
Really?
Yeah. 100%.
That's awesome. Oh my god.
My favorite Norm Macdonald joke is, why did the woman throw the clock out the window?
Why?
Because it reminds her of Richard Clark, the man who knife raped her daughter.
Classic.
I forgot the actual punchline, but I know it's something similar to that. Why does Donald Trump take Xanax? For Hispanic attacks. Fuck. I can't believe
Poor
I just
Donnie.
fucking read that. I can't believe I just read that. I don't know if, okay, so there's a couple things we can do in this stream. This is going to be an interactive stream here. Y'all tell me what the next course of action is, because I've always wanted to do a stream where we go to TB, we get some Taco Bell, right? But unfortunately, here's the problem. On the motorcycle, it's very reflective. Here, I mean, what? You're going to see X-Pena says take a left. X-Pena's in Texas, though. Actually, no, X-Pena's in California. We don't have any Miami fucks here, right? I don't know if we have any South Florida fucks here. Because that'll be fairly interesting. That'll be a fairly interesting stream if we manage to bump into.
Hang out in their house. Hey, we're all at your house, bro.
Yeah, but there has to be like I had to sign a non-disclosure form. Like
let's do some cardistry.
No, that'll be gay at that point. I think that'll be gay. Funny enough, we're by a dentist. Lucas says. I mean, that's a lie. That's a fucking lie. I think you mentioned you were in like New York the other day or some shit. But hit up a sex shop. I'm by the dentist right now. Just a funny off little bit of a story. I remember that I went to the dentist once when I was younger, because the fucking I had a pain in my tooth that I felt like driving my head through a window. I felt like really fucking just jamming my head through a window. So I finally ended up going to the dentist, and the guy does an X-ray, and the dentist, who looked like if you told him to act his age, he'd pass away. He said. He said, "This in my 30 years as a dentist, this is the worst root canal I've ever seen in my entire life." And then the guy said, "Okay, so I'm gonna come back. We're gonna do the root canal." I never went back to the guy, to the point where they were sending me letters every single month. Hey, you need to come back. You need to do this. And then the last letter that I got,
die if you don't fucking come back.
Well, the last letter said that he died. No, the last letter said that he retired. The last letter said that he retired, so he retired before I could go back to him. But what ended up happening to the tooth, that it just cracked and broke, and I'm sure the nerve there is dead. So my like dental.
Dead tooth?
It's not a dead tooth. There's just nothing. It's literally nothing. It's like smooth.
Ghost
so,
tooth.
Yeah, it's exciting. Do you do tricks with that V-ring? No, no. This isn't really conducive to tricks per se. I know that, for example, Johnny Dangerously? What the fuck? I know that, for example, there's a ring and you could use it as a holdout. That's something that people have done before. Let me see if I could do this. Right here. People have used certain rings as a holdout. That's something that they've done. PigCake has crack. No, I don't have crackhead teeth. It's just that one tooth that fucked me up. But it was in the back. Where's your index finger when doing the pass? It's actually not anywhere. It's not anywhere. I move it out of the way to do a pass. You could do ring thing. Yeah, you could do ring thing. But I just don't use it for anything else. It's really not a conducive ring to do a lot of things. And his mom, says Derek Leininger. Do I have a favorite deck? Yes. The chicken nuggets is my favorite deck. By the way, this is the creepiest alley here. I don't know if this is, I feel like I'm seriously about to get molested by this dude. Flourishing or cardistry? Flourishing, man. I'm in that flourishing tip, dog. I grew up with flourishing. I grew up with XCM card manipulation. But no, man, definitely I call it flourishing. Cardistry. Look at my t-shirts. Say no to cardistry. Say no to cardistries. What do you think of that Ace video that anyone worldwide dropped? I saw it a couple of days ago, a week ago maybe. And honestly, I want to shit on it. Because I hate these fucking hype cards. I hate these overpriced shit. But this guy, as a matter of fact, your boy here, you and me, he's the one that showed me that Ace video. And when I saw it, my mouth was open the entire fucking time. Because of the crazy shit this guy was doing with...
was a badass.
Killed it. He fucking killed it, man. Hey, are you PigCake? No. Who's PigCake? Let me see your teeth. Yeah, let me see if you're missing your back fucking whatever. What should you get? The Flashpoint or Revolutionary Card Technique? Shit, I would rather get a different book than that, man. I don't know if a model book. I mean, yeah, if you're a model fanatic, maybe. But I think that there are better books to get that are more modern. There's a couple of modern ones. Joel Gibbons. I think Joel Gibbons and Joshua J have a phenomenal book. Fuck, what's another one? Shit, man, I'm trying to think of a modern book. Luke Germain had a book a couple years ago called 3510, right? It was a great book for some tricks, but I've never seen more of a published book with spelling mistakes. With spelling mistakes all over the book. It was literally all over the book. I was like, how did they publish this? But it was through Penguin. It had great content, but I'm like, wow, dude. Ever heard of a fucking editor? I'm thinking of another book. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're into Marlowe, but just Marlowe's a little bit on the rough side to read sometimes, man. TBH. Look at these dudes fucking putting out tickets. I'm out, PigCake. Love the channel, man. You definitely bring a fresh take on learning magic. Take care. Thank you, son of simp. Gerardo Zuniga says, this is gay as fuck. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, cunt. I thought it was a fun thing. Oi, mate. Where you from, man? What's wrong? What's wrong, Gerardo Zuniga? Nice toe? Yeah, man. It's the roughness here, man. This is the struggle. I'm hoping to get rid of it tomorrow, but I might still have to keep this fucking shit. This was orange, by the way, once. This was orange. Did I say hello, the squeeze? I don't know if you did, man, but hello to you. Matthew says, hey, PigCake, how much left in the stream? I don't know. I went through all the topics that I wanted to go through. I went through all the subjects. I think it was a really good topics that we covered. I wanted to cover more topics, but I'm unfortunately out of the PigCake studios. What kind of car is that? This is, again, it's a Ford. It's a Ford Raptor. It's a Ford Raptor. Just a copy of Sam Hyde joke. It has the chassis, say it again, the chassis rigidity of a sports vehicle, but the appearance of a rapist van. We starting to see the past. Why is your toe? This isn't a button. This is a 12 volt. This is a 12 volt. You stick your finger in here, and then apparently you see God. Vernon or Mark? I love the bitch. Yeah, honestly, I should actually fucking shove my finger in here. I'm trying to end it. I'm drinking bubble tea? No. I should. This is some nitro coffee that Daniel had a little while ago. Marlowe created the snap deal. Marlowe did not create the snap deal. Marlowe created or innovated on this move, which in turn I think Leonard Green developed into the snap deal, which is this sort of thing. I'm gonna have to do this a little bit weird, but it's this thing, right? The fake put, where you pretend to put the cards on the deck, right? And then the snap deal is just the idea of adding a little bit of sound to that and putting in a lateral palm. But Marlowe did that move a lot, where he would pretend to put it, which is kind of dope. What razor do you prefer? A straight razor, because those are the ones that what is it? Across the show and then down the river to what the? I don't know what the fuck just happened. Oh Jesus, dude. That's what happens when you're surrounded by what the fuck was that? There are people like screaming out here. It's the Latinos. PigCake, if you stick your finger in there, nothing will happen, I promise. You can trust me. I believe you. I believe you. I don't have any sort of I mean, I don't want to press that back thing back there, but bitches missing teeth, give the best head. Stay away from that gym butter. Later, man. Ew, man. Come on, bro. Picky gonna get shot. You better show your face. Yeah, I'm gonna do the... I mean, there's blue tape covering the camera, so you can't really see it regardless. But I'll do one of those Blair Witch bits. I'll do a Blair Witch bit. It could be an alternative method for the vanishing sausage. You good?
Huge.
Call back. Vanishing sausage trick? They still want to see the pass, man.
Alright, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna man up.
He's gonna man up and he's gonna do it. Is this girl kind of hot? This girl's kind of hot over here. Kind of a baddie, dude. Lots of baddies. That's the thing about down here, man. There's a lot of baddies. Baddies in every corner. But here's the thing: when you shout them out, they don't reciprocate, man. What is that? Right? They don't reciprocate. I don't like that.
When I tell you it's 20 to holler.
Yeah. Those are the ones I hate the most, when they tell you, hey man, you're gonna have to pay me. I'm like, what are you, some sort of hooker? And they say, yeah, I am. You go, oh, okay.
And it's Lady of the Night.
Lady of the Night. It's like stewardess or flight attendant. Look at this. That's my next new video, by the way, coming out tomorrow. New video. It's a combination. It's a review, a tutorial, a vlog, and a giveaway, son. Son.
Tease him a little bit. Tease him a little bit.
Yo, what are we gonna give? We're giving away. Well, first of all, we're saying who's giving away the Ramsey video. Who won the Ramsey video? Number 1. Number 2, we're giving away how many decks?
4 total.
4 total. All right, we're giving away 4 total decks, 2 to 2 different people. All the details are gonna be in the video tomorrow. But it's gonna be a contest. I'm tired of these freebies, right? Every time, oh, leave a comment. That shit's easy. That shit's easy. I want a meme fucking contest. I want to see who's the best meme fucking creator. So we're gonna be doing a little bit of a contest. You can check that shit out.
Don't pop the air mic, bro.
I'll switch to the $50 tier if you talk to that chick. She already went inside, man. And I'm a magician. I'm awful at talking to women. I could put together a long fact that would ask. I do have a fact, man, but yeah, it's mostly a joke. But people are not gonna read it anyways, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what we're giving away on tomorrow's video, which I can't wait because it's a hype video. I don't know if you guys are liking the formats of these videos, man. I'm doing a little bit of a new format where I'm having a cameraman and it's that aesthetic. So I don't know if that's something I should stick through. I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a way better time doing it that way. Certainly it's a lot harder to do because of location and because of just, you know, more effort in terms of location scouting and going through the venue. But I do enjoy the aesthetic, and I hope that you guys are actually enjoying the aesthetic as well. But moving forward, I do want to kind of differentiate the content. So I don't know if y'all enjoying that. Put an F in the chat if you're enjoying it. What time? 10 o'clock tomorrow. 10 o'clock tomorrow in the morning. You already know. In the motherland, you don't make the memes. The memes make you. You already know, dog. The memes make you. That's, what's that guy? Gallagher. That's like Gallagher style jokes, man. What's the mileage on this puppy? Am I allowed to tell him? He's not here. Sellout. Damn, son. Listen, man, I'm keeping the shit aesthetic. Dude, like, what other channel? What other magic channel? Seriously, are you gonna get this? You're not gonna get this in any other magic channel. What are you looking at, puzzles? Huh? What are you looking at, 5 tricks to impress cuties? What are you looking at, people that are complaining because you've parked like shit? Oh, police. What are you complaining because there's police officers? Wouldn't that be a fun one? That would be a wonderful clickbait video. PigCake gets arrested. But you don't see this on other streams, right? You see this on my stream, dude. I just watched David Blaine on Netflix. Which one did you watch, Gerardo? Which video did you watch? Was it Magic Man? Was it Street Magic? Was it Mystic or whatever one it was? Can I sign your cast? I might get rid of it tomorrow, but I'm going to keep the cast. Honestly, it's probably going to smell like shit. I would blame it for not getting, for not allowing me to get some VJ, but that's what do you call this? That's because I'm a magician, so I can't get VJ because of that. But what else? What else is there? What else? There was something else. I know I want to talk about something else. There's speed. There's there's something else. No, that's all the topics I wanted to cover on this particular stream. Because I did want to do a bigger stream at the studio, but unfortunately nothing was charged, so I couldn't do that. But I will have another one on Sunday, like a regular one. I fell in love with again with that levitation. Well, that's the OG one, man. That's the OG one. David Blaine did something very interesting, that's special, that no one's ever done. Which is I don't know if you've seen the interviews or seen, because his book is tremendous, The Mysterious Stranger. But he did something that nobody ever did, which is turn the camera on the participants. That was usually reserved for the magician. So you would see the magician perform on stage, and you would just see the trick, and that's it. And even if the magician was performing on something, honestly, it was something that was never based entirely on the reactions of the spectator and visceral reactions, real reactions from spectators. Yeah, okay, you could argue the levitation, you know, a little bit suspicious on that, but at the same time, you still saw stuff, and he really waited. He developed this character that was primarily focused on getting the most reaction out of the spectators, and you saw that, and that resonated to the. I think he made $6 million his first year doing TV magic. That's a fucking accomplishment, man.
Chimney?
Blaine. So.
Shinlim's better.
Shinlim is better. Isn't Blaine a student of Paul Harris? Yeah. Yeah, I think Paul Harris was a major consultant in the first special and then every subsequent special. I don't know everyone, but I know in some of them. So they're very dope. Most reactions out of the spectators, black people. Yeah, I mean, they did kind of do some good fucking reactions, TBH. Black people and Latino do react the best to magic. For some odd reason, they tend to be the ones that just run around. Jiffy Senecal says, I hope you die. Thanks, man. Thanks. I really hope so, too, honestly. Every time I wake up. Yeah, I know. But every day I wake up and I'm like, fuck again. Really?
You know.
This again. But let me see this.
I know what it is.
Yeah? I like how the cop passed by.
Dude, the cops know me here already, bro.
Damn, son. Have you performed for any celebrities?
Do I count?
Yeah. Daniel from United Magicians Emporium. No, I don't think I've ran into any celebrities ever. I don't think I've ever kind of met a celebrity, I guess. Only real OGs remember PigCake reviews. Only real OGs remember that Washington deck review. Alright? Only OGs remember that Jamaican deck review. The fucking, there was another one that was a shitty fucking tourist deck. That they all had the same stock because they were made by the same factory in Asia. Those shits were fucking dank as shit, dude.
I remember that. That video I remember. That was a good one.
Smoky Mountain. I taught the I don't know. I hope that video is not fucking still up. of me doing a classic pass with the fucking shit.
With a non-hype deck?
I know, I didn't do it. Hype decks didn't remember. I just remember that. So yeah, okay. So I'll be doing this for 5 more, I think, minutes will be good. If you guys have any particular questions about what we discussed in this particular stream, whether that's medical bills or speeding it up in terms of magic, slowing it down in terms of not copying, not emulating. If you guys have any sort of questions or anything at all that doesn't involve me either divulging the size of my penis, which is 5 on a good day, 6 if they suck it, or talking about, you know, my identity, what I do, and things like that, I think that's fine. Obamacare?
Don't do it.
Should I say it?
Don't do it.
Should I? Okay, no, you're right. I'll save that for the KK backwards K meeting. Favorite opening trick? If you're on Patreon, the spread force is my favorite opening trick. The spread force. I think I've mentioned that. Say it. Hotel? Says Xpana. Hotel? What do you mean by hotel? I'm a motel guy, man. I'm a motel guy. You heard that stream, the previous stream with Javier Spady. Is that? No, never mind. Okay. That guy looks familiar. I was like,
the magician?
No.
I'll say what's up. I'll do the magician handshake.
Like the person, former penis's father, because he has that same mustache. Motel 6 or Super 8? None, man. Executive, the Aladdin, Jamaica Motel. These are all good ones, right? Paradise Motel. The ones that you have to put a $5 deposit when they give you the remote. Those are the best ones. My favorite ones are when they pay you, they charge you every 3 hours. You pay $20 and then they give you a $5 deposit. Those are my favorite ones. William, thank you for joining the stream, man. Thank you for joining, dog. It's been fun. Have I ever been given Roadhead? No. No, I've never been given Roadhead, unfortunately. It's on my bucket list, though. Shit. Shadow review. Yeah, you can see a little bit of it. I got these shoes. I've cut myself every time putting these shoes on because they have a little bit of a thing there. You see that? It has a little bit of a, like a fucking, this thing. This little fucking shit has cut it up every time. Lots of magic talk, of course, but you foeing. I don't know what foeing means, man. You need to go to school. You need to learn how to spell. Foeing is not a word. Doing, there you go. Doing is still not a word. Doing is still not a word, man. You need to add that G, dog. I don't know what bookie ass school you went to. Doing, thank you. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Educating the future here. I'm an educator. Yeah, I do gotta suck Daniel off. 8.5. Yeah, Matthew knows my shoe size. Conveniently. That's kind of fucking weird, man. You know my shoe size. But wait, Stefan, when's your birthday, man? My birthday is actually coming up. I'm not gonna say when, but it's definitely coming up. Daniel Madison or Chris Ramsey? Well, they both had their own different things to bring in. I like Madison because he's a character. Well, not a character, but I love him as a content creator. I think that he's fucking hysterical and great in everything that he does. Ramsey, you know, I respect Ramsey a lot, but in terms of just, it depends on what. It depends on what, you know. Doing is a word. Doing is not a word. D-O-I-N. And then the other one you said before, that's just Ebonics, dog. 2 more days? God damn, son. God damn, dude. I respect Ramsey. He's clean cut to not offend anyone. There's a merit to that. There's a certain merit to that, and I struggle with that a lot. TBH. But you know, it's obviously for someone like that, I think that he's doing a smart decision. But at the same time, I rather not have to censor or not have to, even though I've kind of diminished and lowered and lessened some things that I used to say, but I think I'm still true to myself on the channel, and I don't want to, even if it means getting more eyes on it, I still rather just do things the way it makes me happy. I don't know if that makes sense. Bitch. But yeah, I think that's gonna be a hot stream. Do we have any departing words for this particular stream? Any departing, any ending, lasting terminology here? Do we have any advice?
I'm gonna find a way
for the barring youth
to find potted plants.
Okay.
And mix it with Lysol.
Are you doing my fucking bit here? You're doing my bit here, man. That's doing my fucking bit. I don't know if I like this shit.
I'm learning from the best over here, man.
Shit, boy. Can I do a backflip? I'm like, no. I could do a backflip, but I could land on my stomach. I can't land on my feet.
I want to see that.
I could do it.
I want to see that.
I could do a front flip, where I could barely land on my feet. I could do a front flip and land on my back easily.
Ooh.
But that's the joke. Anybody can do that. But I can't. I've tried to learn the one where you land on your feet at the old house, but then I killed myself every time. I've killed myself. We need to see Daniel's pass.
Let's do it. I'm doing it. Give me a second. Let me warm up.
Alright, Daniel's gonna warm up. He's gonna do his pass. Okay, so here it is. Daniel's finally gonna. We're gonna see Daniel's pass here.